We're back, another week, another list. Ryan, how do you feel? We just got off the airplane.
I'm jet lagged, is that the word? I'm tired.
We
I
literally
want to be here.
got off the airplane, went to the hotel, dropped off our stuff, said hi to Davis Ryder, and then found a spot. There is literally like a railing, security cutoff, like don't enter this area.
We're not supposed to be here.
So hit the like, slap the subscribe button. We're gonna talk about the most trending comic books in the world. And number 10 at the list is an artist I'm not familiar with.
Me neither. This is Mindy Lee doing the 1 in 50 variant for this week's Harley Quinn number 39. Brand new this week, so there are no slabs. It's like a couple days old at this point. But again, it's a 1 in 50 variant, which usually means you see these go for about $50 during the week of release.
This cover is a lot of fun, and it makes sense why it's going for more than ratio. On the high end, it's actually hitting $100 plus. I'm getting some sci-fi vibes, a lot of vibrance to the colors on this. And if you follow Mindy Lee Doodles on Instagram, it'll make sense why people are hunting for her covers. And not to mention how many people bought 50 copies of Harley Quinn 39.
There was a really cool Jenny Frison variant for this book, so we did buy a few, but we definitely did get 50 of them, and I'd be interested to know how many of these are actually in circulation today.
It's C2E2 weekend. There's gonna be a lot of books that you're gonna be hunting for. Do yourself a solid, cover all your bases, and download Key Collector Comics. This is the best app in existence to learn about funny books, but to keep up on this rapidly moving marketplace and to like figure out what convention exclusives are worth hunting for. Use code TOM101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription, support the show, and stay up on all things C2E2.
If you do it, you'll give me some food, and that's very important. I haven't eaten in weeks. Please. We're gonna get back to the list now. Just pretend I didn't.
He's not lying.
He's not lying. Tom doesn't feed me. Number 9 on the list. We're here at number 9. We have Hulk number 1 from 2008. This is exciting. This is the first appearance of the Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, and it kind of makes sense. On the cover, too. So it's not even really that much of a surprise what you're getting into with this book. And again, it makes sense considering we're starting to get a lot of lead-in for the Thunderbolts movie. That is in the near future at this point.
You're wrong, Ryan. Don't forget about Captain America.
Yeah, my bad. It's Thunderbolt Ross going to be in Captain America Brave New World, so
but it'll be in Thunderbolts, and it's going to be Harrison Ford, and people are really excited about this. It's going for $85 on the high average, but this book is hitting right around $250 for a 9.8, which seems absurdly cheap knowing where it's come from.
The all-time high for this book is $750 back in 2021, which makes sense. Everything was going for crazy high numbers back in 2021, but right now we're seeing a lot less, like $200+ in that range, which makes sense. This is going to be a cool book. This is going to be a cool character in this movie. It is a really good book, too, by Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness. There's a whole cool murder mystery. If you go back and read it now, we all know that it's the Red Hulk, so there's not a whole lot of suspense in that regard, but it's still worth reading.
We do owe some gratitude to McDonald's, however, Ryan.
It's a perfectly fine restaurant.
We have McDonald's on the way here at the airport.
We did. We also got a little bit ashamed by the stewardess, but that's a whole different story.
Well, we got there late, and we weren't going to throw away our McDonald's. I digress, because in the Happy Meal, soon, you'll be able to
only eats Happy Meals.
You got to get the toys, especially when you can get the Red Hulk as a toy. That seemingly has confirmed what has been rumored for a long time.
True. We did get a leak of some Happy Meal toys. I assume they're not coming anytime soon since this movie is like over a year away at this point.
Can you believe it that number 8 on the list is a Dave Stevens book?
What? Yes, I can totally believe it. We're talking Cheval Noir this week. It's like every week on every different video we do, there's a different Dave Stevens book, and this week is no exception.
Okay, it's beautiful. It's Dave Stevens. We've talked about this to like no end. There was a documentary. People are now realizing that, whoa, Dave Stevens draws like really attractive women, and it's awesome. And some of the bondage covers are going for good money, and other pinup covers are going for awesome money. And oh my gosh, this book is going for good money. And the high sales that we have to report on are actually Mill Geeks. Shout out Russ.
That's true. Russ did DM us on the way down here and let us know that he sold a couple copies of this book this week. There aren't any of the high sales. Russ isn't that lucky, thankfully, but...
Did he not sell them for the high?
He's not breaking records.
Okay, let's see what the book is actually going for. So this Cheval Noir number 1 is hitting $100 average sales. And what did Russ sell his for? Did he actually tell you?
He gave us dollar amounts. Do you want me to spill the beans?
Spill the beans, because...
$725 and $750.
Well, dude, the last GPA sale was for $1,200. So everybody in the chat,
go roast
in
Russ.
The comments, roast Russ. He undersold his book by like $400 or $500.
Typical. I love you, Russ. But come on.
Which brings us to number 7 on the list with Voltron #1. I know nothing about Voltron.
I was hoping you did. This is why I miss Russ. Russ is an 80s kid, and Russ would know a whole bunch. They're kind of Transformer-y, right? Don't they change into stuff? Aren't
See,
they
I
like
thought
Power
they
Rangers?
were more like Power Rangers.
Like a
because of
Megazord?
the Megazord.
I don't know. Is it Thundercats?
I don't know.
Thundercats.
But what I do know is that this is the first appearance of Voltron in the US. 9/8 are going for $174, which seems pretty low considering that there's 471 copies at a 9/8 on the census. And we're hearing confirmation about a live action, or is it still rumors?
Apparently it's been like done. Like the script has been finished for this live action Voltron movie for a couple years. We last had an update in 2022, but as we all know, since then, there have been a couple strikes. There's been a few things going on in the world. Certain movies may or may not have survived the strikes. We haven't really heard about this movie in a while, so stay tuned, I guess.
Do you guys know what's going on with Voltron? Because I don't see any relevant news besides the book is going for cheap.
Yeah, and if you are a Voltron person, and if you maybe remember that there is a supposedly ready-to-go Voltron movie just waiting, I guess it's not the worst idea, especially if you're a fan.
Dude, do you remember in Loki? I'm going to take you back to Loki.
Please, I miss those days.
And then the Kang stuff that happened. And
I love Kang.
The Void, and then there was that cloud demon monster
Galactus.
thing. Number 6 on the list is Avengers, the Terminix Objective #1. We haven't talked about this book in quite a long time. People should not be spending more than $5 on it, but it is the first appearance of, what's the guy's name again?
Alioth.
Alioth.
One of those. Probably that one.
It's Alioth, isn't it?
Don't listen to me.
It's Alioth.
I'm sure it is.
It's going to be in the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
That's true. We did see Alioth in Loki season 1, and we've also got all these hints and like set photos and leaks of them filming Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine, and we saw that a lot of this was taking place in this kind of like wastelandy looking sort of area that was reminiscent of the area at the end of Loki season 1. And when the new trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine came out this week, it seemed like we got that confirmed, that plot points of this movie will be taking place in that same area from Loki.
An increase of copies sold of 450% since the trailer dropped for Wolverine Deadpool, Deadpool Wolverine, whatever it's called. And this book is hitting $15 average sales, where it was actually landing like in dollar bins since the initial debut of this character in Loki.
Yeah, that's true. I bet people probably thought this was over and done with, and now we're seeing it kind of spike back up again. I imagine it might spike back down. Yeah.
Taking us, they got Ant-Man's dead body. It looks like we have Old Man Logan on this list at some point. Like, well, we'll get to
all
it.
the TVA stuff. It looks like Loki and Deadpool 3 are more connected than we realized.
Which brings us to number 5 on the list with X-Force #2, the second appearance of Deadpool. It's hitting $10 average sales, 9.8 hitting $62. And this has always been an underappreciated minor key that people are probably picking up now because they don't want to spend too much money on New Mutants 98. Because I have gone on record to say that people are officially overpaying for that book.
Plus you got all these other Deadpool keys that we've been talking about for the last year leading up to this movie, and I personally have not talked about X-Force 2 on a list at all. So to me, this looks like people just looking for what's the coolest Deadpool key they can get for the most affordable price and locking in on X-Force 2.
I have to show you something awesome.
Even cooler than the last thing you showed me?
It's Rob Liefeld's feet. He posted on Twitter a picture of his feet to feed the internet.
Yeah, he did.
He's a baller.
Big feet too.
You
know what that means.
All right, moving on. He does have big feet.
It was huge.
They're like flippers.
I feel like he could draw his comics with his feet.
I want to hear from the community what you think about Rob Liefeld's feet, but also the Deadpool Wolverine trailer.
I think he's mostly interested in the feet though. Based on, I know this guy pretty well, and he's cracking up over here. He thinks he's very funny about the feet, so you guys got to do something in the comments about the feet. Maybe post your own feet pics in the comments. No, don't do that.
Which brings us to number 4 on the list with some clear spec plays Invincible fans are seemingly making. Marvel Team-Up issue number 14. This is the first crossover of Invincible, like Robert Kirkman,
yes,
Skybound, Image, and the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, which was he?
Agent Spider.
Ah, that one I do. I'm very intimately familiar with that.
It's different. Agent Spider appeared in Invincible the cartoon, which is a Spider-Man knockoff because they couldn't actually use Spider-Man, but he was in the comic book. Doesn't matter because this book is exploding.
Correct. This recent appearance of Agent Spider in Invincible clearly has people looking at the comic book inspiration for it when they actually were able to get the real Spider-Man to cross over with Invincible himself. Unfortunately, we can't get that in a cartoon, even though it'd be pretty cool, and that probably would have been the thing to make me start the show for once. I need to actually start watching Invincible. I'm a slacker.
An increase of copies sold of 240% after the season finale of Invincible. $150 average sales for this comic book, but we have multiple record-breaking sales. We have to get into it. 9.2, last sold in March for $201. New record-breaking sale for $330.
March wasn't even that long ago.
9.6, last sold in 2021 for $350. New high sale for $500, an increase of 43%. It didn't stop there.
That beat a 2021 price, you're saying?
It beat it
I
strong.
thought this was a down market, though.
And there was an additional sale of a 9.6 that blew past that record. I just told you one sold for $500, another sold for $920 for an increase of 163%. This book is tough because there was only 2,600 of them made.
That's why. And according to my notes here, there are only 73 graded at a 9.8, so I guess that could explain.
And I said 2,600, I meant 26,000.
There you go. That makes way more sense. Okay.
But still, in high grade though, it's really tough.
That's a lot. So Tom mentioned earlier, we took a plane from Washington State all the way to Chicago for C2E2 this weekend. And because we can't go to every single one of your houses and deliver comic books every single month, you can hit up ComicTom101.com instead, and we will send you comics. We won't send you us, though. We're not going to hand deliver them.
We tried that, didn't work.
We did. We tried. It's a long story.
One per box, Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. First hood as Ghost Rider with a cover by In-Hyuk Lee. That's guaranteed. I also have a Deadpool Black, White, and Blood, Alan Qua, covering all your bases if you're trying to spec on multiple versions of Deadpool.
It's like a Where's Waldo Deadpool cover. It's insane. There's a lot of detail on that. Alan Qua's great. You got to check it out. You got to check the other book out, too. It's like the second In-Hyuk Lee cover. We've had so many In-Hyuk Lee covers, I can't even keep them all straight. Go check it out on the website. Get all that information there. ComicTom101.com. It's all down in the description.
Number 3 on the list is Wolverine number 88. First, Deadpool versus Wolverine.
This is the one book I guaranteed predicted would be on the list this week. This makes so much sense. We got the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer. I keep calling it Wolverine and Deadpool. It's Deadpool and Wolverine. It's his movie. Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out this week. We finally got a full, actual whole bunch of shots of Wolverine in the trailer, the two of them fighting each other. It made me think of this comic, and if that happened, then I'm sure it made a lot of you think of this comic book as well, which explains why we're seeing such a monster increase in sales.
$100 averages. This book's going for $390 at a 9.8. I feel like this book is going to drop. I do not think this is going to maintain that much value long term. It's a big, really cool key book. It's always been one that if you knew about it, you always grabbed it when you're on the hunt, but you never wanted to overspend because a lot of people didn't really care about this book until now.
And this is the one that's got like a deluxe, a newsstand, and a deluxe newsstand.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay. Oh my God. That was all off the dome.
It's a deluxe, non-deluxe, and the deluxe.
I'm right, is what's important.
There's 3 versions of the book. Download Key Collector, look at them all. Marvel allowed retailers to choose the paper quality. So there are nicer versions of the book in which there are a lot of high-grade copies of, and there are less nice versions of the book which are really tough and high-grade.
Sure, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me. I would want the higher quality version, especially if I was a retailer.
Which brings us to number 2, Ryan, with X-Men 114, the first appearance of Cassandra Nova.
We've been talking for a while about the Crown actress Emma Corrin having joined the cast of Deadpool and Wolverine, but there was always a big question mark over the character she was going to play, even though speculation and even us on the channel have pointed at this exact character, Cassandra Nova, which was confirmed again with the release of the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer this week.
$18 average sales, $256 for a CGC 9.8. The book is down a little bit from its heights at a 9.8 when rumors started to persist. However, she's looking like a badass, controlling Wolverine. You can tell that she is a sibling of Professor X.
Yeah, that might have been my favorite part of the trailer. It was like, not only did she control his powers, but you could see the attitude and the way she was doing it really popped off. I'm excited to see this character, and before, I honestly was a little ambivalent, but now I think I'm very much on board, and I even kind of want to go check out this run and learn a little bit more about the comic origins.
I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. What was your favorite part of this trailer? Mine was the remains of Giant Man, which is clearly Cassandra Nova's base.
Yeah, that was super unexpected and exciting. I only watched the trailer one time, so I want to watch it at least 13 more times before I can pick out my actual favorite, but Cassandra Nova has me pretty hooked at this point. We're here at the end though. We're here at number 1.
It's interesting that the number 1 most trending book is the only X-Men 97 book to spike up. And I also want to give this animation some credit. It's been a long time since we've seen things on television really move the needle for comic collecting.
I've been doing these videos only for a year or two at this point, But even in that short amount of time, I've seen a lot of stuff hit the list in the lead up to the premiere of a show or a movie on Disney Plus, for example, and then once it's out, nothing. We're done. We're moving on to the next thing. People are looking at the next trailers, getting excited for whatever next is coming.
True.
I guess it's probably because a lot of the stuff we've been getting lately hasn't been that exciting or captivating, unlike X-Men 97, which week over week continues to impress.
Hit the like, slap the subscribe button, rain or shine. We will make this video for you. We're actually like on the end of a convention hall. We're not supposed to be here. There is like,
it's roped off.
Ryan? It's roped off.
Yeah, we gotta hurry this up. Let's
Number
get
one
to
on
it.
the list, Uncanny X-Men 333. First appearance of Bastion, the villain that's teaming up with Mr. Sinister. That's like part cyborg. It's causing a ruckus on X-Men 97.
I'm personally enjoying going into these episodes cold as hell. I have no idea who Bastion is. I didn't even pick up on it while watching the episode. So to me, I'm excited to just get all these new characters who I've never heard of. I kind of don't want to learn more about this character, but if I wanted to, this is the book to get.
$8 averages, $130 for a CGC 9.8. Brief introduction. However, post the mutant massacre, there is a buildup between the government, the mutants, and clearly the villain mutants, and Bastion is at the center of it.
I've brought it up on this show multiple times in the last few weeks how impressed I am with the way this show has been handling the villains. Like week over week over week, we're getting impressive, scary, intimidating, cool villainous characters, and this is another one. But unlike a lot of the other ones, Bastion, to me, came out of nowhere. Like, we kind of knew Mr. Sinister was going to be somewhere waiting in the wings of this show. It wouldn't have been that hard to predict we would see some Sentinel stuff in this show somewhere, but Bastion, just completely out of nowhere. And again, I'm looking forward to unraveling the story. We only have 3 episodes left of this show, and I believe it is a 3-part finale. So we are here in the home stretch on X-Men 97. Thank goodness we're already getting more seasons, though.
I'm holding out that Gambit is not dead. I'm excited to see Bastion. I want to see your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this. How is X-Men 97 going to end? And of course, as always,
Geek responsibly.
join us on Whatnot. I have a Raphael, #1 first appearance of Casey Jones by Johnny Desjardins. He's going to be joining us, doing remarks all weekend long. By the time you're watching this, it's actually too late though. I'm realizing it's Sunday.
Sorry.
So you should have joined us on Whatnot. You should have been there. Link
Catch
in
the next one, I guess.
We'll see you at the next con.